One quiet afternoon in Little Saigon, sunlight filtered through the windows of a small, cozy bookstore, casting warm patterns on shelves lined with old, yellowed books. In a forgotten corner, as if waiting to be found, a tattered postcard slipped out from a stack of books left behind long ago. The illustration on the card showed a small wooden house nestled among misty pine trees, with distant mountain peaks glowing in the soft afternoon light. On the back, scrawled handwriting, awaken memories from a time long past, Ulti, Summer, Idio Ti Wu. The bookstore owner, a Vietnamese woman who had lived in America for many years, held the postcard in her hands, her eyes softening. She didn't know why, but the image of the wooden house, the mist, and the faint scent of pine that seemed to rise from the paper evoked memories of her youth in Saigon. She remembered trips to awaken with friends and family, the golden fields of wild sunflowers stretching along winding roads, and the feeling of a world that was about to change forever. Perhaps every postcard is an untold story, she whispered to herself, a fragment of memory, lost in time, just waiting for the right person to find it. She turned the postcard over and read the handwritten note. Though brief, it overflowed with imagery and emotion. It spoke of misty mornings, the sound of birds singing on mountaintops, the laughter of loved ones, and the final, peaceful days of a Saigon not yet blurred by war or time. The writer seemed to pour all their longing and appreciation for those fleeting moments into every word, as if trying to capture them before the currents of history carried everything away. She imagined the person who wrote it back in 1975. Maybe they were sitting on the balcony of a small house, sipping coffee, their hand trembling slightly while they wrote. They must have known that no one but the recipient would ever read these words. Yet they wrote with such care, as if preserving a piece of their soul. Every line recalled the scent of pine, the coolness of the early morning mist, and the fragrance of RLT's wild sunflowers. She closed her eyes and, for a moment, felt transported back in time, as if she were walking the streets of Alet in 1975, when everything was still calm and untouched. This postcard was not merely a keepsake. It was a bridge between two worlds, the past and the present, Vietnam then and Little Saigon today. Every detail, the pine trees, the light filtering through the mist, reminded her of love, family, friends, and dreams she once held dear. She decided this story was too precious to keep to herself. She began sharing the story with visitors to her bookstore, many of whom had also left their homeland and carried their own private memories. They would listen quietly, their eyes glimmering with emotion. Some shared their own personal stories, trips to Alet with family, the vibrant yellow of the wild sunflowers in bloom, sunlit evening meals shared with people they would never see again. Each story linked back to the postcard, like an invisible bridge drawing people closer together, connecting hearts that had been separated by decades and continents. The small bookstore became a sanctuary for these shared memories, a place where the past was not just remembered, but relived. Perhaps memory is the only thing that remains untouched. Despite time and distance, she said softly to a customer one day, her voice filled with a gentle understanding. In these moments, she felt the profound power of small things: a postcard, an old book, a simple cup of coffee. She saw how they could awaken long-buried memories, allowing people to relive moments they thought were forgotten forever. Holding the postcard, she realized that love, memory, and hope never truly vanish. They simply wait, patiently, for someone to call them back to life. The story of the 1975 postcard became a quiet reminder to the young people in Little Saigon. It was a call to cherish your memories, to preserve your stories, and to know that every small object, every photo, every letter, can be a bridge between your past and your present. These artifacts can bring you back to where your heart once belonged, to family, to love, and to unfinished dreams. If this story touched your heart, press subscribe to follow more real-life stories from Little Saigon. Leave a like if you felt the power of memories and enduring love. And please, share this video so that someone else may realize that their old memories still live vibrantly within them. Thank you for listening to Letters from Little Saigon. Goodbye.